For some good time, we've heard of stories of disenfranchisement of land rights from people in one part of this country called Bunyoro. Yes. How factual is this? We're going to have a discussion with a leader of one of the entities that is spearheading a voice of these people who think that something wrong is happening in their community, and get to understand it, all of us as Ugandan. Then we shall know exactly what they think would be the right thing to be done in their community. Join me, welcome Mr. Doviko Baleke.
Batwale.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Mr. Doviko Batwale.
Batwale.
He is the coordinator, Bunyoro Kitara Reparations Agency. In Bunyoro, if I am to go to Hoima now,
Yes.
what are the problems that are in the area, in the territory of Bunyoro,
Generally now,
that are a result of the injustice that you're talking
exactly.
about?
Okay. The problem that are in Bunyoro, which are as a result of the colonial injustice, Bunyoro land has been customary for more than 3,000 years ago.
Yes.
We have never titled our ancestral land. It was defended by our ancestors' blood, and that blood is there protected. But today, when the Bunyoro people supported the NRA Bush War, because the president had talked of addressing the historical justice.
Okay.
So these sons of Bunyoro went and joined the NRM and said, we have now found a what? An ally who can really address our issues. These Bunyoro fought tirelessly. Even they used to do everything to see that this war succeeds. But after the 30 years of this government, the government has embarked on ferrying so many people from the Republic of Rwanda into Bunyoro.
Why do you think it is government that ferries them?
No, I have evidence.
Have you seen government trucks?
Exactly,
Have
no.
you seen buses with Ministry of
If
so
we
and
are
so?
allowed to give evidence, I have letters. Even the president himself writing that I think we did a mistake of ferried so many people into Bunyoro without correcting the historical justice. Even talked about if I took 1,000 migrants over Furuki into Karamoja, and then the Karamojong acts violently, we'll think that Karamojong are bad enough. Oh, the policy we are doing is wrong. Have you seen? This is president's what? President's letter, even he signed on it. So I have got so many other letters that are pinning the Republic of Uganda who has been fully participated in settling Banyarwanda in Bunyoro.
You have seen it with your eyes?
Yes, I've seen it. Actually, I took them to African Union Court.
I've seen Congolese in Kampala. I've seen Indians in Busoga. I've seen Banyoro in Kampala. I've met Banyoro in Arua. I've met Bagisu in Kasese.
Very much.
I've met Banyarwanda. Actually, I've went to school with Banyarwanda. I went to school with Indian children.
Yes.
What is wrong with Banyarwanda coming to settle in Bunyoro?
And before I answer that question, who are the Banyarwanda? The Banyarwanda are the citizens of people coming from the Republic of Rwanda.
Yes.
It's not a tribe.
Yes. What is wrong with them settling anywhere in Uganda?
Exactly. Now,
just like we have Ugandans, Banyoro, Bagisu, Baganda, Lugbar in the UK and America and elsewhere.
Let me change. Let me come close to what I'm telling you.
Yes.
The Banyarwanda means a citizenship of those people coming from Rwanda. While when you go to Rwanda, you find Abatusi as a tribe,
yes,
Abahutu as a tribe, and the Abatwa as a tribe. It's like in Uganda, you live here and you go and tell General Kagame and say, General Kagame, I want in your constitution to put a tribe called Abana Uganda. A tribe called Bana Uganda in your constitution.
If he accepts, what would be wrong with that?
If he accepts, it means any tribe of Ugandan citizens, you are part and parcel of the Republic of Rwanda. Now Rwanda becomes your home.
If a Munyarwanda gets an opportunity for
to settle in
Bulisa.
Yes.
What is wrong with that?
Okay. What I'm talking about, first of all, is to generalize a citizenship of a country into our national constitution. That was an error. That was an error to say in Uganda there is a tribe, a sub-tribe called Banyarwanda. When in Rwanda, the Banyarwanda are actually all the tribes, the citizens. It is a citizenry. It's like as I'm telling you, you can't go to Kagame and tell him that, okay, I want in your constitution to put a tribe called Bana Uganda. Because Bana Uganda is a citizenship of those people coming from Uganda. So here, in our national constitution, there is a Banyarwanda. Exactly.
Over people called Abanyarwanda.
We are recognizing a citizenship of the country into our country. It's like we are converting the citizenship of two countries into one. You are bringing the Banyarwanda into Uganda. Generally, the Bahutu, the Batusi, the Batwa as part of your country.
Now,
that's where
this is where I still want to expound on that. These are people who have been here for so long.
Yes.
Actually, the intermarriages and the interconnections of all the communities in Uganda and Rwanda is intense and is historical.
Yes.
In some tribes, there are even clans that were given to them. When you hear a name, you know this is somebody with a Rwandan background.
Yes.
You get?
Yes.
This is an ancient kind of discussion.
Yes.
Why do you find a problem today to deal with them?
Exactly.
I want to know where you find a problem.
Where I find a problem is, and this one is a general problem. I mean, it may not be Bunyoro. I don't want to use. I actually focus on Bunyoro.
Okay.
Why there is a problem and why am I talking about Banyarwanda? In Bunyoro, what we are foreseeing is the community of all the Banyarwanda moving massively as a community to occupy a specific indigenous tribe in its ancestral land.
Okay.
Rwanda is a small country.
Yes.
But it cannot contain its population. When the population grows, the conflict of land
also grows.
Now, I'm foreseeing a scenario whereby legalizing the Banyarwanda into our national constitution was intended to make or to sort out some of Rwanda's problem of land ownership, so that they can be taken as if they are part and parcel of the Ugandan tribes.
Really?
Yes.
In whose interest was that?
The government has interest in it, I can say.
How? Because this is the government of Uganda. How would it have an interest in saving a Rwandan problem?
Let me tell you, I've never been a politician.
Yes.
If you ask a politician or a member of parliament who was there when they were turning Banyarwanda as a sub-tribe of Uganda into our national constitution, who were they? What were they looking at? How comes the Banyarwanda have lived here for so many years and they have never been part of your constitution? And why today? And then after they have been made part of our constitution, now they are moving families massively to be part of the Republic of Uganda because constitutionally they are part of you. And this is what is causing land it's called what?
Differentiation.
Land differentiation of our rights. This one does not only end in Bunyoro. The Bagisho should also look at themselves. The Bateso should also look at themselves. The Acholis, the Baganda, the Banyankole themselves.
I'm going to ask you again.
Yes.
As Bukitarepa and all of you, don't you think this will make you look like sectarian people?
No, it cannot
or
be.
Or people that are opening wounds of sectarianism and tribalism in Uganda?
No, what we are trying to address here, we are saying Uganda is a unique country. It's a unique country in nature that God created each tribe in Uganda with its ancestral origin. The birds and the cows of Ankole are known as Nyankole. Even the rats can listen to Nyankole language. Even the birds.
Yes.
The Banyankole comes from Ankole, and their ancestral origin is Ankole. In other words, they possess that radical title as their heritage of the ancestral land.
Yes.
The Baganda the same, the Bateso the same,
Yes.
the Bagisu the same, the Banyankole, the Bacholis, the Langis, the Arus, the Batoro, the Bakonjo the same.
Yes.
But here we are seeing a tribe of Banyarwanda who has never been within the borders of this country at independence, taking over. Yes, creating confusion within Ugandans, taking over their land. And they are so greedy to an extent when they come, they want to become members of parliament, they want to occupy positions of leadership, so that legally they can confiscate and take over Ugandans from their ancestral land. And tomorrow, if we are not wise, you will find this country has so many members of parliament at the floor of parliament who are disguising to be either coming from Buganda, when they're actually using their numbers to create districts, to create constituencies, and to forward so many members of parliament at the floor of parliament. Like in Bunyoro now, as we talk, there are so many people who are non-indigenous Banyoro presenting Bunyoro sub-region at the floor of parliament. Do you know what it means?
What does it mean?
It confiscates the rights of Banyoro to participate in the political arena of their region, even distorting the level of presentation at the national parliament.
Is that recognized anywhere in
it
the
is illegal
of Uganda?
It is illegal.
That a Munyoro has an entitlement to represent Bunyoro.
It is illegal
because we have had an MP of Indian origin in Kampala.
In Kampala, exactly.
Even in Tororo.
Thank you very much. That's okay. Because that
we have had a mayor in Machindi.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Dr. Ian Clark.
That Indian member of parliament
yes.
never went to India to ferry all Indians to come back to Mbale and vote for him. Have you seen have you seen the difference?
Okay.
What I'm foreseeing in this country is
your point is
yes,
in his endeavors to become an MP.
Yes, he was
had no hidden agenda.
No, he was actually voted by indigenous
the themselves.
Thank you so
by
much.
The Japadolas in Tororo
exactly themselves. But he never went to India to ferry in people from India
vote for him
and put them in the voters register and then vote for them. That's what is happening in Bunyoro.
You are opening wounds.
We are actually
of historical occurrences.
Yes.
Things that happened 3,000 years ago, 300 years ago.
Yes.
Don't you think they will cause more problems today?
No, we are not.
And
we are not.
You're
actually
not only opening, but you're mixing issues of 300 years ago and issues that are current.
Yes.
And you're going to cause a problem.
No, let me tell you. That's why they say in the Bible. I don't normally read the Bible, but they say, they call it the stone over the what? That the stone that would have built would have
an important stone was forgotten.
You cannot build a country at a basis of an injustice. It will never happen. It will never happen. That's why we are trying to show the world. As I'm talking to you here, I'm trying to open the eyes of those Ugandans who are still sleeping, that we are in danger.
Actually, I was going to ask you that.
Yes, we are in danger.
We have not had vibrant complaints of the same
in
other places.
Because so many people have not seen it. Why do you think should I be the first person to hear this? Can I give you the answer?
Give me.
We resisted colonialism. When all other tribes of Uganda has never known the behind motive of these colonialists. It took other tribes in Uganda 60 years to realize that actually these people came to colonize us. So can you take me as that wise Munyoro who resisted colonialism and other tribes of Uganda saw it after 60 years? Am I saying?
I get it.
Yes, so address me as a Munyoro, an intelligent Munyoro of that kind, to be here, like opening the eyes of so many Ugandans on what I'm talking about. It was illegal for this country to have stand a citizenship of another country called Banyarwanda into our national constitution. Those who did it wanted all the citizens of Rwanda to be voting in our country to decide for you who should be your leader tomorrow.
Now,
yes.
How do you think? Do you think this can be reversed, and how?
Yes, it can be reversed. One, you go back. The indigenous tribes are written at the gate of Parliament. At the gate of Parliament. At the gate of Parliament, they are there.
Yes.
Those indigenous tribes, if you were not here when this country was getting independent, you should not be taken as if you are part of this country.
How?
I'm telling you.
But today
why? How can you address this?
We are a country that even welcomes refugees.
Refugees why are you calling them refugees? Refugees are refugees. Even they are called refugees. And they are kept in 2 camps. Have you seen? But here what I'm saying is the community of an of another country.
You see, you Ugandans yourselves, you have your people that have given birth to children in the US and elsewhere, and these children are citizens there. Even when they are here doing work and whatever, they are citizens.
My brother, I want you to understand me.
It's recognized.
What I want you to understand me. The constitution says, of Uganda says, that every Ugandan has the right to live everywhere. Do you agree with that?
Exactly.
It is a constitutional provision.
You are limiting some.
But I'm talking about a community shifting to occupy other communities.
Okay.
I'm talking about citizens of Rwanda moving massively from Rwanda to occupy indigenous tribes of Uganda and overtake their ancestral land, take over politics, and take over the entire country.
How is it going to be? How can it be?
This is what I'm talking about.
How can it be reversed?
It can be reversed if the Baganda, indigenous Baganda, can open their third eye on what I'm talking about. Then the indigenous Batoro opens their third eye and see who is taking their land. The indigenous Bakonjo open their side. Who is taking our land? You will find that even in Busoga, even in Masaka, even in Mbarara itself, in Ankole itself, you will find the Banyarwanda has really taken over a bigger part of Uganda just by a single mistake of saying Uganda has the Banyarwanda, Uganda has the Barundi. There is no a tribe in Rwanda called Banyarwanda. It is a citizenship of Rwanda that are called Banyarwanda. Once you call them and formulate them into your national constitution, it seems, it means they are legally part and part of your country.
Would you become and accept if the recognition was for Batusi or the Hutus?
If in Rwanda they are recognized as that,
yes,
why not so here? What is so special to have recognized a citizenship of a country rather than
so you would
recognizing
be okay if
a tribe?
They were recognized as the Tutsis.
Exactly, but also they have to define their ancestral origin of their ancestral land. In other words, if we are talking
just
about
like any other community,
yes,
in Uganda.
if we are talking about Baganda who come from Buganda and they talk Luganda and their culture is Buganda, known, what is their ancestral block of the so-called Banyarwanda?
In as far as this territory Uganda is concerned,
exactly, where?
Who has to, I get you.
Yes.
Who has to play what role?
And you know what?
In as far as reversing this is concerned.
Before I forget this, do you know what? There are so much fool in our civil service, in intelligence, in the army, in the judiciary, everywhere. Have you seen? So the motive is to take over the indigenous tribes of Uganda and replace them with Banyarwanda, and then prolong the thing and make sure eliminate all the indigenous tribes here who can see and be bright to see this anomaly and address it. So you see what I'm talking about?
I get you.
So that's what that is the basis of Bukitalepa. We are saying we are foreseeing our ancestral land being occupied by people who are not even Ugandans.
You would have no complaint.
Yes.
If Mugisu was ferried from Bugisu with his family and came to Bugisu.
As an individual. But I'm talking of a community massively shifting from its own country into another country and taking over the indigenous tribe.
I want to get
that
you
is
here.
illegal.
You would have no problem.
Yes.
If people from Teso crossed to
Bunyoro, exactly.
You would have no problem.
But not massive, of course. That is what it means. A Muteso can move as a family to Ankole and settle there. But then there is another scenario which happened in Ankole. Ngomangime was a Msoga. He went to Mbarara, he was another DC. He said, since I was another DC, I'm another DC and I'm loved by this Banyankole, let me contest for a member of parliament with Byanyima. Was it Byanyima? Some time back.
Yes.
Winnie Byanyima.
Yes.
The Banyankole told him, Wenu, Iwo Msoga, Okija kutegekero witu. Is Ngomangime still another DC today?
I don't know.
He was dropped. He was pushed very far. The man, I don't think he exists. But again, why? Because he prayed with the wrong team. He wanted to assume what belongs to others. And the Banyankole voted Winnie Byanyima, who was by then a reform agenda, and leaving Ngomangime, who was a movementist. Have you seen what we are talking about? So the story in Bunyoro is not the way how it is. I mean, it was in Ankole. Ankole Ngomangime wanted the Banyankole votes, while the story in Bunyoro is either you want or not, we have our votes, we have our numbers from Rwanda to your ancestral home.
How is this going to be reversed is now what I'm focusing on.
We have reversed it.
You can open your eyes.
Exactly.
But what else can you do? What else can be done?
They can address it like this. After trying to address it legally in our municipal courts here, and the government was trying to interfere with the judicial system here so that we don't get justice, or the justice is delayed intentionally. We took our case to African Union Court, and we have already won the government of Uganda for trying to put policies of dispossessing us from our ancestral land. 1, 2, for promoting colonial policies that were left behind even after 60 years of this country being independent. 4, we are not taken as if we are part of the Republic of Uganda intentionally, because we have reached an extent of being presented by Banyarwanda in national parliament, who are disguising to be as if Bunyoro is now their homeland.
But this is politics. Why don't you mobilize and have leaders for yourself?
No, I'm saying even if you contest in Bunyoro and these Banyarwanda are more than the indigenous Banyoro in a constituency, you will never win. So democracy will not work.
What created space that could be occupied by foreigners?
It is the genocide that was committed against Banyoro by Britain and Uganda, sub-imperials.
Which year was that?
Long time ago.
Good. And for all along, we have not replaced people.
Exactly. Do you know why? I have records which I have really discovered from Britain, that even after the killing of this Banyoro, Britain did something. They imported chemicals. They imported what? Chemicals. To control the population of Banyoro.
And administer
and
these
even
chemicals only in Bunyoro.
Yes. If you can ask yourself, how comes after the genocide these Banyoro has never reproduced themselves to the population, even to have exploded to other parts of Uganda? Why? Government knows these concealments. It has been keeping quiet because it gets a lot of aid from Britain.
Are you representing the kingdom? I'm
not representing the kingdom.
I mean as Bukitarepa.
Yes.
Are you moving with the kingdom in all these kind of engagements?
Yes, actually I want to tell you this, and so many people have been
because
asking.
We have not had the kingdom come out about
No, the kingdom doesn't have to come out. The constitution says any person has the right to go to courts of law if he sees that the fundamental rights and freedoms of an individual is being threatened. You don't have to wait for an approval.
Why have you chosen to challenge this law or that bit of the constitution that you said recognizes foreigners?
Yes. No, I have not yet challenged that.
Why? Isn't it the best way to challenge it?
It is the best way to challenge it, but it must be, we must realize it from several corners of Uganda. But as of now, Bukitarepa is representing only the Banyoro.
Okay.
And we cannot jump our borders. But We have done research, we have seen it. It is full in Buganda. Buganda is almost full. Toro is almost full to capacity. Bukonjo is almost taken away. And all these words I'm talking are real things. So we believe, we suspect that it is a policy of government to look for votes. As long as you are not a citizen of Uganda and we bring you from Tanzania and we give you land, you will still be voting for us.
What would be your final take on this particular issue where you feel non-Ugandans
I've taken over Uganda.
Displace genuine Ugandans,
indigenous
Ugandans?
Yes.
What would be your message to who, and what do you think should be done?
What I think could be done is Ugandans, if you are an indigenous Muganda and you have found out that what I'm saying now is real, take the Republic of Uganda, which is promoting this injustice, not to our courts here, because here those who are in leadership are in charge of judiciary and everything, and as if we've been already taken over. That's what I can say. But what I'm trying to tell each indigenous tribe, don't go violent, be smart, because the radical title still remains.
Yes.
The radical title of Baganda will still remain in the hands of Baganda. The radical title of Banyankole will still remain in the hands of Banyankole. The radical title of the Batoro, the Acholis, the Langis, the Bagisu, the same. You have to use the African Union Court on Human and People's Rights to declare that any actions...
How powerful is that court over the system in Uganda?
That court is above the Supreme Court of Uganda. It handles issues and its declaration is above the court, the Supreme Court of Uganda. This is what I'm telling you. But so many Ugandans here, including lawyers, don't know it. I don't know whether... In fact, Mukitalepa is the first organization.
Fine, you have taken there a court case.
Yes.
How successful were you?
I have won. We have won against the Republic of Uganda. And the government of Uganda has been given 60 days to reply and give reasons as to why it is promoting in dispossession policies, discriminative policies, and political dispossession of the indigenous Spanyolo by creating so many illegal districts at the basis of immigrants coming from Rwanda and giving them political power to take over our sub-region.
Thank you so much.
That's a very good approach. Any civilized person goes to courts of law, and once court declares the act to be illegal, it is illegal. So however much the politics of this country wants it will never stand.
Thank you so much. Yes, his name is Mr. Doviko Batwale.
Yes.
He's the coordinator of Bunyoro Kitara Reparations Agency. Yes, there are claims that he has really put forward, and we shall also find out more about them. But we'll also get a chance to talk to the authorities in Uganda to clarify more about what the truth is and how it can be handled in any case if it has a problem. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with the whole team here. Wish you the best. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the evening.